Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we are updating the sets for Raichu. Now Raichu, obviously I have created some sets before and there will be a card at the beginning of this video, hopefully it will still be on now, taking you to those original sets. But with the Isle of Armor update, Raichu has had some extra support given to it, allowing for it to be a lot more destructive. More specifically, Alolan Raichu is now very, very powerful. I think that it's a Pokemon that can use a lot more than you would expect to use it. So we've got 6 sets today. Not all of these are Isle of Armor sets, so you can use a lot of these just generically, but some of them were updated from last time. So we've got 6 sets, 2 generic for Cantonian Raichu, 2 generic for Alolan Raichu, and then 1 Dynamax for each. So we're just going to jump straight in. The first set we have is a Raichu Nasty Plot set. So on here, Nasty Plot, which doubles your special attack. Obviously, we've got Life Orb on here as well, so that does take 10% of your health when you use your attacking moves, but you do get 1.3 times damage. That is a little bit helpful there. Obviously, having base 90 special attack and the Nasty Plot to double it just makes it look that little bit better, so you can start doing more damage. And then we've got Thunderbolt, powerful electric type attack, hits a variety of Pokemon, and Focus Blast, which is a powerful fighting type attack, again just hitting varieties of Pokemon, including ground types for neutral damage. And then finally I put Yawn on here. I thought Yawn would be quite interesting. Obviously it's starting to see some use in competitive. It does obviously take the second turn to be able to put it to sleep, but it can then force a switch potentially. It can, like, I personally would switch out most of the time from a Yawn, or if they do decide to go to sleep, you can just start setting up another Nasty Plot and potentially sweep. So Yawn can have some really good they basically force your opponent to do some different things than what they might originally have planned. EV's got max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. So yeah, just idea of here is Yawn. If they switch out, you can Nasty Plot them. If they don't switch out, you're going to take a hit, but you can still Nasty Plot on that, and then if they're asleep, they're either going to switch out or they're going to just stay asleep, and you can Nasty Plot again. So you can really get set up using that Yawn strategy. Just do be cautious of things like holding Earthquake, because obviously that's going to do a lot of damage to you. I've put Lightning Rod as the ability, just having that potential +1 in your special attack, and also being able to absorb up an electric attack without taking any damage is really helpful in lots of scenarios. The second Raichu we have is a Choice Band Raichu. Now, Raichu has base 90 attack as well, so it's not the most amazing attack stat, but with a Choice Band it makes it a little bit better. Put Static as the ability, just want to show off the other ability, and obviously Lightning Rod will not work with this set because you're focusing on physical rather than special. Move-wise, I've gone for Play Rough, powerful fairy type attack. It's a variety of different Pokemon, and fairy type moves are obviously very destructive, as the fairy typing has very limited checks. The only thing you can really bring in on it is steel types and poison types. And fire types, I suppose, as well. And we've got Knockoff, which is a powerful dark type attack, getting rid of items. Now let's face it, Pokemon become a lot less scary without their items. If you want to run like a Life Orb set with this, that's definitely an option, or even Red Card or Leftovers, because the Knockoff, obviously, if you get locked into it, that could potentially cause a little bit of problem with doing limited damage. I've put Brick Break on here. Now, Brick Break obviously has a secondary effect of getting rid of Light Screen, Reflect, or Aurora Veils, and that can be really helpful, as well as having a Fighter type attack just to hit generic Pokemon. And finally, we have Thunder Punch on here. You could go for Wild Charge if you want to, but this is just an option if you don't want to go for the recoil moves. Eevee's gone for max attack and max speed with a Jolly Nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Moving on to the first Alolan Raichu set, so we have a Calm Mindset. On here I've put Life Orb. You could go Leftovers. You could possibly even go with like any kind of berry. Those are different options for you. Now you could run this with Pincurchin to set up the electric terrains, have the Surge Surfer ability activate, but that's not a necessity. The Surge Surfer doubles your speed, I think. We should double check. Yeah, your speed is doubled. So we have the opportunity to set up using Calm Mind, set up our special attack and special defense. Base 95 special attack is pretty good. It's not the most amazing, but it's still pretty good. Move-wise, I've gone for Psyshock. Now, Psyshock's really good because it goes on the defense rather than the special defense. And obviously, if you have a chance to come in, you're probably going to want to click Psyshock because its defense is butter. Other moves, I've gone for Thunderbolt, powerful electric type attack boosted by stab, and then we have Focus Blast, which is a powerful fighting type attack and hits a variety of Pokemon, steel types, and also dark types, which are super effective against you. EVs, max special attack, max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I'll definitely recommend going timid here just to allow you to outspeed a few more Pokemon. Moving on to our next Alolan Raichu set, this is more of a support set, so we have a Wish Protect set. We have Leftovers on here, allowing for us to heal up, and then we have Thunder Wave, which can obviously paralyze Pokemon, half their speed, and also has a chance to paralyze. Actually can be making a huge difference to whether you win or lose, especially if you're like me and suffer from hacks for days. And finally, I put Volt Switch on here. This is your only attacking move, but it allows you to get out of that scenario and possibly get into a different Pokemon, so you're not necessarily taking as much damage. And we've got Leftovers healing ourselves up. EV's gone for max HP and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the Wish is easy to get on this. I'm not sure if you have to transfer Pikachu's and then evolve it, but Wish is definitely an option to get on Alolan Raichu, so do have a look at that on Cerebi to find out how you actually get it. Moving on, we have the first Dynamax set for a Cantonian Raichu, and this is a choice band set. You could go for like red cards, you could go for a variety of different things. Honestly, you could even go like Adrenaline Orb? I think it's Adrenaline Orb. You can go for lots of different things. Lots of different options. Berries, Life Orb, Leftovers, yeah, red card, as I said. Lots of different options. Now, move-wise, we've got Brick Break, which turns to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stats. Obviously, base 90 attack, as I said, a little bit lackluster. Iron Tail, powerful steel type attack, and also turns into Max Steel Spike, increasing up your defense. You've got Wild Charge, so you can set up the electric terrain, just boosting your electric type attacks on there as well. And then Extreme Speed, just for that priority move. Typically, you're not going to use that when you're Dynamax, but afterwards, you can use it. Now, this is a transfer set. You will have to transfer it with Extreme Speed. If you don't want Extreme Speed, you can go for things like Body Slam as an option. I think it learns Quick Attack. Let me just double check. So yeah, Quick Attack is just a less powerful version of Extreme Speed. So if you can't get the Extreme Speed on it, that's an option. Now, EVs, we've got Max Attack and Max Speed, Jolly Nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense, so typical kind of choice band option there. And finally, we have the Alolan Raichu, and for me, this set is absolutely destructive. I think that this would be an incredible set to use in general. It is just really, really powerful. You've got the Terrain Extender as an item on here. It extends your terrain from 5 turns to 8 turns. Surge Surfer, so we're going to be able to set up the electric terrain using Rising Voltage when we're Dynamax, so having that doubling our speed stat. Now, obviously, if you're not able to set up the electric type moves for whatever reason, you can go for Expanding Force, which will set up the, Max Mindstorm, which will set up the Psychic terrain and allow for Expanding Force to become 1.5 times powerful, so from base 80 to base 120, and it can hit all foes on the field. So if you're in doubles, it can do a lot more there. And then Rising Voltage, if you manage to get the electric terrain up from Dynamaxing, you can then have 2 times power if the target is grounded in electric terrain. So obviously it does rely on Pokemon being grounded, but those that typically aren't grounded are commonly flying types, which are already going to take super effective damage from it. So Rising Voltage is just going to be a really powerful move in that sense. So yeah, you can set up the terrains using your Dynamax form. You've got Grass Knot here as well if you want to set up the grassy terrain for whatever reason. So let's say you have a grassy glide Pokemon in the back. And finally we've got Surf. Now Surf obviously is a transfer only move, but you can set up the rain with that. If not, you can go for a variety of different options. You can go for another electric type attack. You can go for Focus Blast on here if you want to. Let's just have a look through. You've got things like Thunder if you just want that little bit of extra power. You've got Volt Switch if you want to get out of there from the terrain. You have got a couple of fairy types, so like Disarming Voice and Draining Kiss. Obviously they're not very powerful, but there are still options. Future Sight can still be used as well. I think that has some offensive prowess if needed. And yeah, that's basically it. But that's the idea for this set. So Raichu has a lot of transfer-only moves, a lot of specific event moves. Now, if you can get hold of it, fantastic. If you can't get hold of it, then obviously there are a couple of options that I've gone through there. Eevee's got max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. If you're going for the rising voltage version, go for the modest nature. You don't need that extra speed there. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here. So have a good one, and I'll see you soon.